You're tuning into.
You're now tuning into
CodenameZ.
And welcome back, guys. Welcome to week 11, episode 11. We're really
This is 11-dary.
I'm just going to stay silent with that one. Clever. I see what you were going for.
First of all, so both of these are Drag Race references. Okay, last week was 10, so 11-dary is a Drag Race thing.
Okay.
So
I don't watch it. I'm not familiar.
Homophobia just jumped out.
Okay, homophobia. You're annoying.
Anyway, welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, and everything else. Hello.
I was about to say, then who homophobic? You going to say, ladies and gentlemen?
Hello, everyone. All inclusive. All love.
I'm Tyrone.
I'm a certified lover boy.
Someone's just in his bag today with the jokes on.
I don't even know. I haven't listened to the album, so I'm playing.
I listened to Way Too Sexy.
Yeah, that's not my favorite.
All right.
Okay.
Let me not. Oh, YouTube. Never mind.
Anyway, yes, I'm Basil Anthony. Welcome to CodenameZ, the podcast. Whoop whoop.
Name, you want to be a singer?
I'm sorry. Who did the? Okay.
Okay. Anyway. But so this week, I think we have a very interesting.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Yep.
Let's talk about not you and me, but
right.
someone to someone.
But this week we're actually going to talk about sexual education in schools. And I have a lot of opinions about this, but do you want me to start with some of my thoughts, or do you have any thoughts about it?
No, I want you to start, because I know you called me, texted me, it was like, we have to do this topic.
Right.
So,
okay.
You start off, and I'll jump in with my things later on. I'll be enjoying this nice cup of coffee that I made by myself.
Okay. That you begged for. But anyway. But anyway, so when it comes to sexual education in schools, I think I was looking online, and there's been like a lot of debate recently about basically what are the boundaries of sexual education in school, and what should be left up to the parents, and what things should be taught in school, and how early. Like, I remember it was a big outrage that I think in New York City they were proposing to start their sexual education in 5th grade. Of course, it wasn't going to, of course, the older you got, the more in depth it was going to get. Like, the 5th grade one was probably just going to start talking about your private areas and what they are or whatever like that. But, there's some parents who believe that there should be no sexual education in school, and it should be left up to the parents to teach their children about sex, which I'm
No.
Because y'all say that and y'all don't teach your kids about sex, and then that's why Susie think that she can't get pregnant if she hold her breath. Like, that's
woo!
But that's
we're starting this episode off early with the dragon. Jesus.
But seriously, like, a lot of no, we should not be teaching that. It should be up to me. Y'all shouldn't be giving condoms. All it's gonna make is kids want to have sex. I'm like, no. If they know what they're doing and know what's going on, it may make them less curious because they're actually like learning about it. And inevitably, if kids or students have certain feelings, they're gonna do things. So why not make sure that they have the necessary education and tools and things? I don't know.
So who gave some of these parents
right
the gall and the audacity to think they can teach it when Sally believes that, if he pulls out, I won't get pregnant? How many friends have we had that say that? How many family members? I got a couple.
First of all, yeah,
I got some. We got like 4 kids, and talking about some. We pull out method. I'm like, the pull out method doesn't work.
Right.
You know when you found that out. You found that out in high school. But you know what you didn't do? Listen.
Like, right. And that's the thing. And it's just like, and then it's like, especially when they talk about what age to start. And people were saying 5th grade was way too early. But then some of the teachers, they were like, but we see what your students are doing with each other behind the school and
I know what I was
during the lunch. You were a little fast person, that's why.
Excuse me, thank you. Move on. Thank you.
He was.
All I'm going to say is, from personal experiences, I know that thoughts and feelings and things like that, for me, started pretty early.
Right.
Like, now I'm not out here, wasn't busting down or getting busted down or anything like that.
Bust down.
But
but there are
when you're younger, you have those ages, and or you have those urges. Sometimes you don't really know what's going on. So I think at a point, yes, at a younger age, that it should at least be introduced to be like,
right?
Like a pre hey, so just letting you guys know, we know that this is a thing. We know you're feeling this way. Maybe like a small like kind of interlude to it, and then a couple years later, let's actually get into it.
Right.
But like at least acknowledge that there's something, so people won't think that they're like, why is something getting hard when Sally walks past?
Right.
I don't know this feeling. I need to do something with it.
Right.
Now we know.
Yeah, and exactly, and it's like, because for example, my mom, she had a friend that was pregnant at their 8th grade graduation. So I'm like, it's obvious that these things happen. So you have to educate students. And I don't think, parents, about like the argument that it should be left up to the parents to teach. But I'm like, some students or some kids are just not going to feel comfortable like talking to their parents. Most people don't feel comfortable talking to their parents as much.
At 26 years old, I don't feel comfortable talking about. I don't even tell them whether I kiss somebody.
Right.
And this is a full 26 years old.
Exactly.
So I know for sure when I'm 11 or 10, I'm not going to be like, so mom, want to talk to you, having these feelings.
Right.
I'm not going to probably talk to her.
And then
if
you
she
can't
does
trust
talk
parents.
to me, I'm not going to be
you
like.
Can't trust parents.
Well, some. But like even then it's like I don't feel comfortable talking to you about this. And then it's like I also don't want to hear it from you. Because even when you're that younger, you think your parents are like, oh my God, these golden people, and they never do anything. I don't want to hear about mom and dad doing it.
Right.
Or dad and dad, or mom and mom. And
right.
No.
Exactly. And it's like, I don't know. First of all, so it was this one story. When I say you can't trust the parents, you can't trust the reaction. Because it was this whole blog that a boy wrote and a mom wrote, and people were saying that she just forever messed up your trust. So it was this one mom who basically kept telling her teenage son, was like, you can tell me if you're having sex. You can ask me questions. I want an open relationship. Basically just kept hounding him like, you can tell me. You can be honest. And then he told her that he was having sex, and she flipped out and grounded him. And I'm like... But I'm like, see, you can't do that. Like, first of all, if you know that you're a parent that's not going to be able to handle that, don't ask the question. Like, I always said, I'm honest now. I don't want to know if my kids are having sex. I want them to be able to ask certain questions, and I want them to be educated. But I don't want to know that my daughter's getting. No, I just don't want to know.
Let's keep it together.
Or no, I just don't want to know what they're doing. And I'm like, and I know some parents be like, no, I do want to know. But I'm like, do you really want to know? Like, I don't want to know. Like, yeah,
like for me, like I don't want to know, but at the same time, it's like I kind of do, because it's like I kind of like I would hope that. I want to, like, I always say this. I always want to be the parent that's like, at least let me know what's going on. At least I want you to at least know that you're comfortable and you're safe doing whatever you're doing.
Right.
So I'm saying when you get older, then like I want to kind of be in a know just so I know that no one's taking advantage of you or something like that.
Yeah. Like
so
if you're in trouble,
extent,
right?
I get it.
Yeah. Like I want to have an open line of communication in a sense. Like if you feel like you're in trouble, if you need help, if you're feeling uncomfortable, but I'm not your best friend. Don't be coming down here. Woo! Let me tell you how. No. Because now you're getting beaten. Like now you're getting. Now I'm getting my belt.
Yeah, okay.
Like
not the belt. Oh. Capital punishment.
Is it capital punishment? You know what capital punishment is?
Capital punishment.
Capital punishment is put to death. Not capital punishment. Oh my God! You just took it to the
listen.
Corporal punishment.
Yes, there we go.
Not Basil putting his kids to death because they didn't wash the dishes.
Jesus Christ! It's too late in the day.
Oh my God! He's a corporal punishment.
Anyway, but back to sexual education in school, because that's what we're supposed to be talking about. We just got
sidetracked.
Move past that. Right. So I mean, I definitely think what I think is, I think that it needs to be taught in school, and I feel like it just needs multiple lessons. Like it needs, I want one in 3rd or 4th grade. I want one in 5th. I want one maybe in 7th. Definitely in 8th. Like kind of keep revisiting it so that they can remember it,
right?
Or, and just as time progresses, have more topics. And again, also not having the same like heteronormative topics as well,
right?
I don't want to,
because that's what I wanted to get into next about actual topics about it. But one note about when you were saying like with ages, like for example, I definitely remember in like kindergarten we had a man come out that was teaching us safety as far as like stranger danger.
Oh, good touch,
and we
bad
also
touch.
and that's when we also learned about like, these are your private areas. If someone other than your parents or like, what I'm saying. Like, basically, like, okay, if you're walking down the street and the random store person is touching you in this area, you should let us know. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. Yeah, so you definitely learned age-appropriate things.
I was going to say, yeah, age-appropriate is, like, because obviously, we're not going to talk to, how old are you in first grade? Like, 5?
6. Yeah.
You're not going to tell us, we're not telling a 6-year-old about full-on intercourse.
Right.
It's like, so we're not.
This is the vagina, and this is how, like, no.
Like, we're not showing pictures, or we're letting you know what the area is.
Right.
Or whatever, but then, okay, when we get a little bit older, we can say, okay, you might be around this time, you should be feeling this.
Right.
So now let's talk about this part of it. Right. So it's like, as the ages go on, we need to kind of revisit it and keep talking about it, so that when you get to a certain age, it's like, okay, at least I feel because some kids are not going to listen. We know that.
Right.
But, like, it's like, it's like, at least I can feel semi-smart about certain topics, or at least I know what I'm talking about. Right. Because also, even with some parents, like, some parents I know don't use the certain words. And I think that's another thing that irritates me, because, you always see this post on, like, Instagram and Facebook, and it's like, oh, this little girl kept saying her dad ate her cookie, and no one knows what she's talking about, not knowing mom taught her, this is your cookie. So she's she's literally telling her teacher, dad's doing something inappropriate. Right. But because she don't know the right word for it, she don't know. She's like, this is, oh my God, or he gave me his hot dog. Right. Which is okay, better in the window.
was about to say,
but like,
right.
But anyway, but it's like, it's like, at least teach them the proper words for it, at least, and then teach them, like, right, because some kids learn a word and then they kind of go off, and it's like, I'm walking around and say, penis and vagina all day, right. It's like, that's what we're not here for, but it's like, at least let the right terminology, the right, this is a good touch, this is a bad touch, even a good touch can be a bad touch in a wrong situation. Teach them all that, so they know that, like, this is right and this is wrong at that certain age, as they kind of grow to be attracted to more people or trying to understand more things. It's like they have the knowledge of, okay, I know what this is, I know what this is not, and I know what what I mean?
No, I know what you're saying.
But it's like, keep revisiting, keep going.
Right. And it's like, it's just like, I feel like it's age, like, so, like, parents, they're freaking out because they say middle school is, like, too young. But like I said, it's different. You adjust it based on what the person need to know. And first of all, like, especially if you have daughters, where people have to understand that you literally have some young girls who start hitting puberty and having their, like, menstrual at, like, age 9 and 8 and stuff. Like, that's very early. And, once that kick in, that's when those other feelings and stuff. So, and, like, it could be very, very confusing. And even some boys hit puberty on the earlier side. So it's like, okay, if we don't start teaching about this until high school, but people are already hitting, most people start hitting puberty in middle school. And it's like, now I have all of these feelings and emotions that, like, I literally don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, where it even coming from. Yeah,
and see, that's the thing. It's like, you don't want to grow. You have the kids growing up with confusion,
right?
And they don't understand how to unpack these feelings, and then that's when a lot of times, some of these children get into more dangerous situations or put themselves in more dangerous situations because they're like, I have this urge, I don't understand what it is or right, who it's for or whatever. So it's like, well, let me see what I can do to fight this urge, or to go in, come into this urge, like,
right,
and then you have kids doing experimentation, and then you have things that are happening when they don't know what it is, or they're finding stuff out on the internet,
or learning from each other, which is the
older kids, because we know the older kids love to tell you some wrong stuff.
Yeah, very dumb, like oh my gosh, yeah. But I think coming up next, like, you brought up a whole point about what to, like, you just said something about, experimentation and things. So I want to talk about, like, what topics should be brought up in school, and are we too limited? But I guess we'll talk about that after these amazing messages from our amazing sponsors.
Yes.
And welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that lovely sponsor. clip right there.
Wow. Oop.
Not first of all, not you texted me in the middle of a record. You know
that was me.
Not texting TikTok links.
First of all, I'm just going to say this to our semi-audience.
Oh, it's a YouTube link.
It's a YouTube. I'm saying this to a semi-audience. We watch the show Big Brother, and one thing I think whenever we get famous, I want to do like a season. I feel like I want to do this next year on YouTube. Follow me at the Puff on YouTube.
No plugs.
Links in bio. I kind of want to do like a review of like Big Brother weekly, but Big Brother. Oh yeah, every episode is like 2 hours long.
First of all, Big Brother 1 week is 17 episodes.
They come on 4 times a week.
Right. That's why I haven't watched the last 2 seasons, because once I missed 2 weeks of it and realized it came on, now I missed 35 episodes, and I'm like, I don't feel like it.
Yeah. But this season is really lit, so I'm just saying Mondays.
Okay.
But anyway, let's go back. Yay, hi.
So we were talking about topics and things in sexual education, and I'm like, one thing that I learned was that, for example, in Europe, they have a way more robust sexual education program, and like some places in Europe, like I was reading some things when they actually teach students about self-pleasure. Mm-hmm. They teach them about sexual orientation, sexuality. They have units about the emotional aspects of sexual relationships, and I thought that was really good. And they also have a lot lower rates of teens and young people STDs and things like that. And I'm like, that makes so much sense, because our sexual education here in America is very much, here's a picture of gonorrhea, condom, bye. You know what I'm saying?
And that's also when you get to high school. I remember when in my middle school, when we did the whole sex education thing, I remember because first of all, they didn't tell us. So there was one random day where our gym teacher was like, "So we're gonna split the boys and the girls up for
that's another issue.
3 or 4 weeks or whatever," and it was we're gonna have different conversations.
Right.
And first of all, yes, that's a conversation we need to have. But no, I was just it was so awkward, because I'm like, okay, now there's all the boys in a room, and it's let's teach you. But the thing is, they didn't really teach us anything that I remember, let's say.
Right.
First of all, we never learned about self-pleasure.
Right. I remember middle school when they did the split, we learned pretty much the anatomy of the vagina and the penis.
First of all, when I'm 8, yes, I'm going to remember every...
Even though I still remember getting a 100% on the anatomy quiz.
Of course you would. Oh my God.
Because I like biology. Yeah, because it was for the fallopian tubes, and then urethra and all that stuff, and epidermis and the penis and all that stuff. Okay, but that still was it was helpful, but it still was okay, we're not we're not in medical school, you know what I'm saying, we need to know.
I'm not gonna be oh my God, my epidermis hurts. What are we talking about?
I go to the hospital. I have a slight infection in my epidermis.
What? No one's gonna say that. So it was really weird when they split us up, and they were just so you might have feelings, use a condom. This is the condom, guys, and this and the other. And then it was let me just teach you all about the penis, and it was just great,
right?
It was so phoned in. There was
right. I do remember a topic about wet dreams and things like that, nocturnal emissions.
We literally went over there for 15 minutes,
right?
It literally. When I say I learned nothing,
right. And that's what it's and it's crazy. Then, especially when you get to high school,
they make it a horror show in high school.
Yeah, it's just STD.
This is gonorrhea. This is syphilis. This is what it looks like. Don't do it.
And then it's and then still, I don't know. I just feel it's still not very robust, and it's still a whole lot of misinformation. Some of the things that you hear amongst teenagers about sex, it's just whoa, that is completely inaccurate.
Even think I love this story. When we were in high school, do you remember the how long it took we talked about homosexuality?
We talked about that.
We talked about it for a sentence. Remember that? Remember when we?
Oh, when the people came.
Yeah, the people
first
came.
First of all, and we didn't even talk about it. They just
we mentioned it for 5 seconds,
right?
For a sentence, and it was and it didn't really even say it. Remember, it was it was. Oh, Stacy was with Chad, and Chad was with Amber, and Amber was with Jonathan, and Jonathan caught it from Chad. And they're wait, huh? Right? And they're put it together, and then we moved on.
Right, yeah, because it wasn't even talking about, some people are gay, some people are straight. It was literally to show how STDs can spread quickly, because it's like now you with a web of people and you all connected or something like that. But
and they show that slight connection of
of Chad and Michael,
and that was it.
Right,
and then we moved on.
Yeah, and we never mentioned again. And that's the thing. And
so it's like literally we talk about vaginal sex and that's it.
Right,
and we learn about birth. Wow, great.
Right.
But they don't teach nothing about any type of anal. Oh, wow, this is going to get taken.
No, but that was with
anal sex.
That was why.
Oral sex, not really.
That's what the lady was mad about. It was something about like they were talking about like anal sex in school or something, and I think she got like outraged that they were talking about anal sex, and I'm like, God. And because I was watching The Real, and Garcelle was like, I want them to learn everything, but I don't want them to learn about positions and things like that. But I'm like, well, anal sex is not really a position. It's a type.
It's like, what do you want to do tonight? Doggy style or anal?
Right.
That's what?
But that's and that's why I think it is important to give, because, I mean, even if schools don't want to talk about it or admit, or some people, like you have straight students, you have gay students, and two men who are in the same sex couple are most likely, not always, but more likely to be engaging in anal sex. So if you're in school and you never learn anything regarding sexual health with anal sex, like, that's part of the reason why there were certain epidemics with like AIDS and HIV in certain areas, because, and even still today, I still see this misunderstanding. Like, there's not really much of an understanding of like STDs can spread back there. Like, it's not just vaginal sex to where you could get STDs. You know what I'm saying? So
it doesn't also talk about the health of, because I know a lot of people, like, a lot of times people who have really bad experiences, and I mean, obviously, anal sex is not just for gay.
It's like straight couples.
Straight couples do anal as well, right. But like, it's also like, they don't teach you like the proper way to do it. Right. The proper way to, if it's painful, it shouldn't be doing it. You aren't doing it that right.
Right.
Like, or obviously a condom should be in every type of sexual situation.
Right.
Even oral, everyone. Just that's that out there.
I was about to expose myself. Never mind. That's and we start getting more subscribers.
Follow us on Patreon for that story. Right.
Follow us on CodenameZ After Dark for that story.
Like, yeah, but it's like they don't teach you that type of, that type of health. So then a lot of times people are like, oh, I know I can't get her pregnant, so we're gonna do anal. And then it's like, one, might be painful for her, and then two, it's like, but now there's a bigger area of bacteria where you're going into, and now here we go.
Right.
Something can come from that.
Right. And even with like straight couples having anal sex, since they don't teach about it, they don't really understand that you're not really supposed to go from the anus to her vagina without washing, because now you're introducing bacteria from there into her vagina that could cause it. Like, but that's nothing that no one ever learned.
And I think the thing people think when they think,
oh, sorry. One brief momentary. Well, you know the show A Little Ghetto. That's my Amazon package. We'll be right back.
Right back.
All right, guys, we're back. I have my package now.
That's just not a good sentence for this.
That didn't sound right. Okay.
But what I was gonna say was, I think a lot of times when people get upset, like when they think about, like teaching sex, they're not teaching tips. Like, it's just teaching you what it is.
Right.
They're not teaching blowjob tips. Right. They're not saying, if you want to do it, well, this is a mass lubricant.
Yeah. It's not Dr. Sally.
It would be literally like, so you should probably use lubricant. Like, they're not giving them coupons to go buy it.
Right.
They're just saying, hey, so this is, if you're interested in this, you should probably use this.
Right.
If you're interested in that, you should probably use that, because at the end of the day, parents have to understand, as much as you fight back from it, kids are still going to do it.
The more the more you push back, the more they're gonna rebel. Like, the minute they're out their house, they're gonna be hanging from chandeliers in college.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
That's what they do.
Honestly, 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, that's what they literally do. Like,
I had a friend in college who was like, she didn't know very much about it. And I think by the time, like, when she got to college, she went wild.
Right.
And then, like, when we got to, like, senior year, she was like, man, I did a lot. Like, she had a lot of bodies by senior year. And she was like, I feel horrible. But she's like, I didn't have that experience. So, like, for me, I was trying different things. I was doing different stuff.
Right.
And it's like, had someone had told me when I was younger, I wouldn't have felt as, obligated. Right. Or, to do these things, because I would have felt better because I knew what it is. Mm-hmm. But and you listen to the wrong people.
Right. And then also like the whole part, and there's a lot of parents struck down that idea, like they don't want that, the whole thing about teaching about masturbation and stuff. But I'm like, kids, if you think about it, like, first of all, yeah, kids are gonna do it, and second of all, if you teach kids that self-exploration is a good way to figure things out about your body, maybe they will use their curiosity on themselves instead of running to running to other people thinking that that's the only way to satisfy whatever like urges that they're feeling or something.
Honestly,
like that.
If I had a kid, I would much rather catch him masturbating before I catch him with somebody else in his room when he's 10,
right?
Because they want to experiment and they don't know what they're doing, and then now it's like,
right?
It's like now, we might be at a certain, you might be at an age where you can get this little girl pregnant,
right?
And now it's like now Sally Sue is pregnant because y'all don't know what y'all are doing.
Exactly.
And she's also facing this new, okay, maybe should I get an abortion now?
Right.
And then that's a whole nother can of worms you have to jump into.
Right.
Where you can literally just teach them from the beginning and they can have the knowledge to make their own, decisions.
Right. And it's just like, and having little tips. Like, I think in health class there should be, I think every health teacher, like at the end of the week, they should have a box where students can submit anonymous questions and they answer. Because like even little things, like even little tips, like for example, you're not supposed to keep condoms in your wallet like a lot of men do because the leather of it actually dries it out and you have more chances of the condom failing. Like different things like that. Or that a lot of people don't know condoms actually have an expiration date. Like, so, just like little tips that will help keep them safe. And then even things about like sexual orientation, like that's why you see sometimes some people are like homophobic or like very confused because they don't, like sometimes you can't blame them because we don't learn about sexual orientations in school, so they like really are not understanding where this come from. Or for somebody who may not be straight or like that, it really can be confusing because it's like
they never learned.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm feeling some sort of way, but everything we learn about is about a guy and a girl, but that's not how I'm feeling. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it can be like, and very
imagine how
confusing.
difficult this could be for a girl who's looking at, like, for another girl. Like, because all you know is penetration from a guy to a girl. So now a guy is thinking, like, oh, I got to put it, okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Somewhere, but it's like, I don't want to put it in Sally, I want to put it in Jacob.
Right.
And now you have Sally who's like, well, I don't want anything in it, and I want to be with Patrice.
Right.
But it's like, but I don't know what I should do. I don't know, like,
Right.
It's like, so now they're confused, and now they're, being weird, or they're experimenting, and now sex sends them to ER because now they're Sally trying to figure out why I should put a zucchini up there.
Not a zucchini.
But you know what I mean? It's like the experimentation happens. But yeah, no, that's true. Because they're like, I want to figure it out, but it's like, what shouldn't be used as lubricant? Right. That should be like, it's like teach them how to. I'm not saying give them the okay. They're like, okay, once this lesson is over, guys, free game.
Yeah, go
pick one. What is it? What's the game? Pick one and freak one or whatever.
Oh, we're not doing whatever
catch and freak. We're not playing that
inappropriate stuff. But anyway, right? Yeah, because I remember in college they used to have like these sex positive events, and they would like give information, and I was like, this information is so much more in depth. But none of it I felt like was inappropriate where you shouldn't have learned that in high school. It was like a lot of little tips like that, like, okay, what's safe to go into the vagina? What's not safe? You know what I'm saying? Like, or, I don't know. It was like, I mean, okay, granted, in college, at our sex positive events, they used to have sex toys giveaway. So let's not do that in high school. Yeah, but like, no, the information part, right?
Let's not give minors a toy.
Right, but I don't know. It's just, like, I understand and it's just like, I understand you got to realize your kid's not going to be a kid forever. They have to learn these things. I know it's hard to think of your kid, but what I want them to know is having an education about things is not going to make them want to have sex. It's going to inform, because trust me, they already do. They already having feelings. Unless your child identifies as asexual, they're having sexual feelings, point blank and period. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. But
it bothers me the way they think. Is like, oh no, I don't want them teaching this because I don't want they're not telling them to go do something. They're just telling them, in the event that this does happen, here's tips, tricks, or whatever to understand what's going on.
Right.
Here's your feelings towards it. Again, be safe.
Right.
But, let's at least let you know about it.
Exactly. But, so I think we're coming towards the end. Are we going to do our rants now? Do you have a rant to give?
I do, but, we can wait till next week. It's okay.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Do you have one?
I don't really have a rant this week. I've been pretty well, I'm pretty sure I do, but let's not just
okay. Bye.
Okay, so, but for real, guys, make sure you comment and like and all the things, and see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.